There are particular challenges to being the parent of a trans person. The first set of thoughts and feelings that people tend to have are ones that involve fear. The fear that they're not really trans, that their child is identifying as trans or non-binary or gender diverse in some way, and that they've misidentified themselves. It means that you're afraid that they're going to make choices or do things that they might regret at a later stage, or that they might even hold you responsible for having been allowed to make those choices. Even for people who have broadly accepted that their child is trans, after years of supporting their child on their journey, they can still have this sort of niggling ghost of a doubt. They might not want to admit that they're still concerned it's not quite real. And that makes total sense. The final really big fear is the fear that your child will not have a good life. This has everything to do with the level of exposure that you have to trans people in your life. If you're someone who knows just one or two trans people in your life, or perhaps you know no trans people, but you've seen some representations in media or in film, even if those representations are positive, which is fairly difficult to find, to be honest, it's usually just a very narrow data set of what a trans person looks like, how they present themselves, how they feel about themselves, the kind of choices that they want to make for themselves. And usually that representation doesn't include the very early stages of that person's process. And so what you're working with is essentially a lack of information. And part of what we'll do is explore the huge variety of different ways that someone can be gender diverse, and you'll have a better sense of what your child is telling you and how that makes sense in their own way.